Hello everyone, my name is Danielle and I am from Cageless Readings. So today's pick a card, we are wording it as what do you need to hear right now? Reason for so is I just felt like there's going to be people struggling with different areas of their life right now. The general energy around all these piles feels a little confused, a little uncertain. And for some of the piles, I feel like there's going to be some energy of feeling a little bit stagnant or stuck. So that being said, I just figured I would leave it up to what the universe and your guides thought you needed to hear. So that being said, we are going to do a little energy check for each pile. I did put some animal cards on the bottom of each pile just to check in on what energy you're in right now and also maybe what energy you're shifting into, whichever one wants to come through. And otherwise, I'm just going to quickly clear the energy before we choose your piles here. So if you have headphones on, you might want to turn down the volume. It can be a little bit loud. And we're just doing this to ground yourself, clear your space, clear your environment, and just really get you connected with your intuition. So I'm going to do so now. All right, so that all being done, let's get into your pile options. So pile one, we have, you can either choose by the deck or you can choose by the top card, whatever you prefer. So the deck that we're going to be using for pile one is the Golden Future Oracle cards. And then the top card is the Red Rose, and it says, "Don't worry, darling, you'll find your way." Sorry, I realized I was just holding that slightly out of frame for you all to see. Okay, it also says overcoming obstacles, finding joy and carefree on the card. And then pile two, you have the Archangel Michael Oracle card deck, or the top card which says, "Just let me be, liberation, free spirit, wild and authentic." Ooh, all these top cards seem really great. Pile three, we have the Heart Healing Oracle cards, or you can choose from this top card which says, "The things that almost broke me were the things that most awoke me. The awakened dead, resilience, nirvana, self-appreciation." All right, so you have your piles to choose from. If you don't feel drawn to a pile, that might mean that there just isn't a pile for you in this reading. You can find a different pick a card reading. If you're drawn to multiple piles, it could mean that there's just a couple of messages in all of them for you. And if you've never done a pick a card reading before, all you do is, if one of the images are catching your eye right away, or one of the decks, you're like, I just am so drawn to that, or a number on the top of the card, or the timestamps in the description box. If there's a timestamp that you've been seeing a lot lately or means something to you, that might just be a sign for you on this being a pile for you. There's no really right or wrong way to do it. You just feel drawn to one in some way. All right, I will see you all in your card readings. Hello, pile one. So you all chose the Red Rose. Don't worry, darling, you'll find your way. Overcoming obstacles, finding joy and carefree. This is an amazing top card, by the way. Doesn't that just seem so encouraging? Doesn't it seem like the energy I get from this is like someone feeling a little bit stuck and a little uncertain, but trusting in the flow of the universe and everything working out for them. Like, I also like that the rose has a little eyeball on it. I don't know. I just like it. I don't know why. To me, that seems so great. And I feel like this little rose is like, I guess like rose, if you've watched some of my other pick a card readings, like I really love roses because to me, they are all about beauty. And and duality, like having the yin and the yang, having lived and overcome some tough situations, but also still being so beautiful and being like, I almost feel like blossoming through the hardship. That is what I'm trying to say here. So I even like that it's coming out of like a sidewalk crack, which is the hardest place to grow. And here it is growing. So I just feel like that's a great symbolism of you if you've chosen this pile, what you're going through, and just like look at the magic coming through. Like it's just like look at all the things that are working out for you. And I want to say like look at all the things coming your way, all the things that are destined in the stars for you. So it's very interesting. I feel like you're in a very it's funny, they're saying the word prolific time in your life, which is so funny because I'm not even really sure if I know what the word prolific means, but they're very adamant that that is the word. Maybe you use that word a lot. Definitely not a word of my vocabulary. Anyways, yeah, I feel like I could do a whole reading based on just this card and like the great energy coming from it. Also, if you keep getting bugs annoying you, I would look up the spiritual meaning of the bugs. So like if there's always like a fly around you, or if it's always like a little black aphid, or if there's always little spiders, I would try to look up the color of that insect, or if you know the name of that insect and what it means. I feel like there's lots of messages there. And I even feel like they're saying like the universe is bugging you. Like literally it's bugging you to pay more attention. So maybe you were seeing lots of synchronicities or seeing lots of interesting times, but I almost feel like maybe you weren't really like seeing the magic in that. And it's like, no, every time you see that, when you see 1111, don't be like, oh, everyone sees 1111. Instead, be like, wow, this means I'm exactly where I need to be. Every time I see an angel number or a synchronistic number, that is confirmation that I am in alignment with my highest future, my highest possible destiny. I don't know. They're using very big words here for like I feel like they're not just saying like I'm in alignment with my life. It's like, no, it's like your alignment in your future. Like, I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like you're in a very interesting time. And I wonder if it's because you've been feeling really stagnant lately and you don't feel like you're in a very interesting time, but they're being very adamant that you're in a very powerful, interesting time. That is leading to your greatest destiny is kind of the words they keep using. So I love that for you. You're not just in a boring phase. Also the giraffe, you know what? I don't know why I've never gotten the giraffe before. I feel like I actually really love giraffes. Why haven't they come through? I'm glad they are now. Visionary, and then we have Black Bear, Guardian. Visionary, this is perfect. This also goes so great with the card you chose. So it says, rise above earthly matters, glide through life with grace. You're able to see the right path, stand tall in your self-worth, and love with a big heart. Black Bear, Guardian, gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power, help me protect the ones I love, awaken my intuition and guide me. So interesting enough, also, I don't know if this pile has watched other pick a card readings, but you don't have to, but it's just, I feel like I keep saying things and I'm like, oh, you might have heard this already. So some of you might actually have seen a lot of my card readings. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate it. Hope the advice was useful. Anyways, a little side note there. And one of my piles, I think I like said that I have done, I'm working on an oracle card deck of channel messages. And one of the channel messages was from a black bear, specifically a young black bear. And the energy that came through with it is that it's very self-honoring. And although it has an immense amount of curiosity, it uses its higher wisdom to discern what is actually worth exploring and what is worth kind of letting go of, if that makes sense. So it's kind of interesting. Like I never really realized that until I had done that journey, I guess, or that channeled message, that like black bears actually make me think a lot about cat energy, but instead of like following the curiosity every time, they discern more. Is this really in my highest good? This could be an interesting side trail, but is it really what's going to serve me and what I want right now? So I feel like this is kind of where you are, especially when it talks about intuition and guidance. And like I feel like in this card, even like I love, like, once again, I'm being drawn to the bugs for this pile. The bumblebee. I'm like, look at all this stuff going on here. And I'm like, the bee. Look at the bee. The bee means something for you. I mean, to me, when I see bees, it just means getting in that frequency of alignment with the universe. So connecting in with your Earth Star chakra more. If you don't know what an Earth Star chakra is, maybe it's even a good calling to, like, look more into that. I feel like it's very hard to manifest if you are not connected to the Earth Star chakra, to your root chakra and to your heart. I actually think those ones are the main ones. I mean, yes, the crown is important as well, but I feel like in my personal opinion, I don't think you could manifest in things as strongly. I mean, everyone's great manifestors, but I don't think you can manifest intentionally as strongly if you're not connected in with the root and the Earth Star, because the Earth Star is kind of what connects us all on Earth, all on the planet, to that same synchronistic frequency. So the Earth Star chakra is super powerful for manifestation work. So a way you can do that is literally listening to the sound of bees, or like those binary beats, those nature sounds. Those connect you with the frequencies of the nature around you. So if you're trying to do manifestation work, this might even be like a little sidetrack here to tell you to intentionally do manifestation work. So call in what you're wanting through feeling the emotions you want to feel in your future, seeing, if you are a good visualizer, seeing the future you want. I feel like feeling is better though, because when you see things, sometimes you can get very rigid on what it should look like. When you feel the emotion, that allows anything to come in as long as it brings you that sensation. So that's just my little tidbit on that, my little opinion. Take it or leave it, as always with all things. Yeah, so anyways, I feel like I totally derailed here on what I was even talking about. Sorry, my phone keeps vibrating. I'm gonna turn this off. I have it sitting on the table here and it like keeps vibrating, and then I keep looking down at it. So anyways, I guess as I was saying here, we also have Visionary and Giraffe. So I just really feel like you're in a time where you're like visualizing and manifesting in, like, this is the energy I see you in right now, what you're wanting to see. The other thing I keep getting drawn into by this card, though, is the giraffes. They all look really happy and nurturing, and then this giraffe here looks really sad. It's like this giraffe feels a little blue. That's how I would say it. Glide through life with grace. You're able to see the right path. Stand tall in your self-worth and love with a big heart. Yeah. So you know what? It is interesting. I feel like I think this is actually more guidance for you than the energy you're in. I feel like maybe this is like an area you haven't been super strong in as of late, where it's standing tall in your self-worth. That's what I see. Like, I feel like you've been feeling a little down and glum. You guys use very interesting words. I feel like you're actually very highly intelligent people. You're like using vocabulary that isn't super basic, which I appreciate. Makes me sound smarter when I'm doing this card reading, because I don't really speak like that in my day-to-day. So anyways, if you've been feeling glum, it's really just saying that, stand tall in your self-worth and love with a big heart. Yeah, okay, I just want to go on a little side rant there too. When I'm getting the words love with a big heart, yeah, I feel like you sorry, I'm trying to find the right words here. Ugh, I feel like there's like a sadness that comes through when I read that. Like, I wonder if you've been feeling a little hurt by others, like a little scared to be vulnerable. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to tune into why, but I feel like each situation will be a little bit different for you all. Some could be like having felt really disappointed in humans. Some of you, it feels like being really disappointed in the friends that you've had and just the way they've treated you or not valued you. That's my cat Charlie. Oh, he's gonna come in frame. Oh no, he realized there's a plant on the table. Hey Charlie. Hi. You just needed some love? No, you're needing some plant. Look at that. He starts purring, being like, I'm chill, I'm just gonna snack on this. Don't mind me. As you can see, it has been very much chewed on by these cats. I don't know how it's still thriving. Awesome. Good plant. You're doing great despite your difficult situation, which is even interesting that I chose this plant. I usually don't put it off its safety shelf because of cats. But I wonder if this is even like, there's a lot of like reoccurring themes here around the rose, growing through the crack, growing despite hardship. And also I should just point out, yes, all these leaves are bitten, but look at this. There's a new leaf and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It hasn't been gnawed on, hasn't been destructed by cats who didn't understand that plants aren't to just be destroyed. I don't know. I feel like this kind of messaging is oddly important for this pile. I feel like, yeah, I do feel like maybe you've lost a little bit of hope and you've lost a little bit of feeling value in yourself. And this is where I think the heart block is coming in, where it's just saying like, you know what, just take time to like feel through those emotions. I think that's how you're gonna move through them, is just nurturing yourself and like letting yourself be sad about people, not trying to like not feel into it. Like maybe you just literally need to, I don't know, sit down, lie down somewhere, put on some music that makes you really feel in the heart, you know, like when it's very sad, or it like literally invigorates like tears in you, and just grieve that, let that out, and just keep moving through that until eventually it's not so heavy on you. And you can come to a place where you know that you can be vulnerable and it doesn't have to end how it has previously ended, if that makes sense. I just feel like the big encouragement here is, yeah, I feel like you're going through a lot of grief or a lot of hardship of some sort. And like, even as this card says, like, don't worry, darling, you'll find your way. Like, you are going to move through this. You just have to let yourself move through it. If you heard people say that, like, it just means feel the emotions through. Do not suppress. That's how we hang on to it and get stuck with it, and it becomes a wound and a trauma and a trigger that comes up again and again in other relationships. And I'm just seeing by your energy, I don't think you want to do that, but it is saying it is important right now that you guard your little inner child, and you make sure you're just hanging around people who you don't feel drained by, that you only feel supported further with. Does that make sense? You only feel more supported by them while you're nurturing yourself and then letting yourself, like, literally this bear is like trying to get back on its feet. I feel like that's what you're doing right now, having this aspect of you helping this injured aspect of you get back on your feet. Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like y'all just are, I think even sometimes you don't really fully realize how much you're hurting in the heart. Does that make sense? Like, even when I first started reading this, I was like, oh, you're doing good. You had some hard times. And then as I feel more and more into your energy, I'm like, oh, you guys have actually been quite hurt. And you do have a lot of grief, and you do have a lot of heartache. And just, I feel like heart pain, just to feel through and heal through and move through in its time that you need, not to rush it, just to honor it, whether that looks messy or, you know, whatever it looks like, that's just what you need. And as long as it's releasing, it will not have this weight on you in the future. And that's like really what you're wanting to get for you. So that being said, I am just going to ask these cards, because this is all about your golden future. So this is all about like the beauty to come. So I'm wondering if you're just needing some like encouragement right now, but what does my future look like? Like, tell me how good it will be so that I don't need to just wonder if it's going to keep going in this cycle that is hurting me. I don't know for sure if that's your question, but that is like maybe the guidance I would want in your place. And now that I keep reading your energy, I feel like I'm just always feeling ready to cry, constantly ready to cry, because I'm just like feeling devastated, which I'm pretty sure is how you're feeling. So I'm sorry. Just let those tears fly. Let those tears flow. Release that. You don't need to hang on to that pain. It might take a little bit to let it go, but I just feel like the you that blossoms from this is going to be, how am I going to say this? Like, so wise. Going to be so wise and so grown. So grown is the word I want to use. I don't know if that's quite the right analogy. But anyways, stop shuffling these cards. And I'm just going to ask for a message in your highest good pile one right now in love and light. What do you need to hear? Okay, kind of want one more. Okay. Here we go. You know what's so interesting is I don't know why robots came out first. I was like, what? This went a little different way than I thought. Set yourself free with wisdom. Ah, that might be why. The population, seize your opportunities, music, bring yourself into divine harmony, tune into natural world, and the new children, be all you can be. Yeah, okay, so what we're seeing here, I mean, I remember how I was just saying, I think maybe what you might need to do is put on a certain type of music. It's funny, I was thinking something, like if you look into music, there is actual songs that will, like in the scale or the notes they're used or the certain types of instruments will literally cause you to go into a certain emotional state. As you probably already know, because I know you're very smart, pile one. So like violin, for example, I think could be like a great one. Maybe you need to listen to some, I don't know, maybe it's like, I feel like it's going to be like songs, like maybe not pop songs, but you know, like more regular songs and meditational songs where someone might have put in like a fiddle or a violin and it just like really you feel seen, heard, felt. I feel like it, what am I getting here? Like I feel like there's so much transformation and healing because it's helping you like release and feel through that and you're feeling understood because like the lyrics of the words I think are like hitting home. It's like hitting your heart and that's actually super healing, to just sit and let it flow through you, tears and all, just feel through that. Bring yourself into divine harmony. I think that's actually even how it's going to bring you into divine harmony is because you're going to be releasing it as you listen to it and express the emotions. The other thing is too, if you do play an instrument, it might also be very healing for you to express yourself through playing it. So just take that how it resonates. Nature, tune into the natural world. I don't know why when I was looking at these, I wonder if you play music in nature or something like that. Like maybe you sit in a garden or something and play a song or in a forest. I don't know, but I feel like I could see that. But also this is just even encouraging you to really connect with the natural world and just, I don't know, like, how do I put it? Whenever we are absolutely devastated by people, somehow going into nature is really healing. I think it's because there's so much loving energy there. I mean, you're literally connected with Mother Earth, which is the ultimate space holder and mothering energy. So literally she can hold so much space for you just to be. And that's not something we can always find in the humans around us. So I just really feel like there's a strong healing energy here. And I feel like you're doing this already. This just feels like this is a reminder. I think this is what you normally do is you go into nature and you just feel held and seen and healed. Yeah, super healed. The swan is really catching my eye in this. You know what's so funny is like, I know I've looked up the meaning of swan like probably 100 times. And I usually think of romance, but I'm like, I don't think that seems quite right for this pile. So I'm going to look it up again. Swan, spiritual meaning. I'm doing it right now for you in case you don't do it later. Spiritual meaning. Okay, symbol of wisdom. The swan is a symbol of wisdom, includes awakening the power of self, balance, grace, inner beauty, innocence, self-esteem, seeing into the future. I love that because literally the golden future deck, like seeing into the future. Understanding spiritually, evolution, developing intuition, abilities, grace, and dealing with others and commitment. You know what? That definition of swan was a perfect definition for this pile, in my opinion, because it is reaffirming, like, I think that's what's happening is you're really going into a place where you just need to, like, heal your wounds. I guess that's that's the simplified version. You need to heal your wounds so you don't feel stuck or held back because you are ready to blossom through them. You just need to feel through them to release them. And like I keep trying to reiterate, there's going to be so much wisdom learned from this. I think you're going to be able to hold space for people in a way you've never been able to. You won't be triggered. So for some of you who are like, I'm tired of holding space for people, it's not even like the triggering, like I feel like it's hard to hold space for people that we are triggered by because we have similar wounds. But if you've worked through that wound, it feels effortless sometimes to hold space for them. Because there's nothing being triggered within you. You can just see the person and you just see them fully for who they are. Does that make any sense? I mean, I hope that makes sense. You'll see what I mean. You're going to work through it, so you're going to get it. Illuminated Masters, be a spreader of love. So I love this. So despite, despite the grief and the pain you're going through, I feel like this is just a reminder to come at things with the integrity with who you want to be. Integrity, that's the word. Don't lower yourself to a version of yourself you're not proud of. Always remember to come in with the integrity and that higher, wise perspective this pile has. You chose this. You're definitely not someone who isn't conscious. You're not someone who isn't self-aware or self-developed. I'm just going to say that. Sometimes I say this stuff and I'm like, obviously you know this about yourself because like your energy is so clear, but I'm just like reminding myself that's right. We don't always see ourselves clearly. So I just feel like this is a reminder that you are doing the right by continuing to be in integrity with the person you want to be. Yeah. Oh, another thing I want to say there is I feel like you're going to find more of your people while you stay in integrity through this hardship. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like I see like you're going to start seeing all the others like you, all the others who, despite hardship and grief and like even like absolute devastation, are still being a beautiful representation of themselves. Yes, you are hurting. Yes, maybe you don't have the energy to support people. You don't need to have the energy to support people right now, but you're not causing more harm. Some people go through these kinds of things and they just cause more harm. You are a very beautiful person, okay? That's what we're trying to say here. The new children, this I like because I have like a double message coming through from this one. I feel like it's a message of saying things won't always be this way. There are new waves of generations. There are new, like, I want to say like those like younger souls that are coming in who are going to change this patterning. So if you're getting caught up in like the future is so gray, that there's nothing like good, people are getting worse, that's not true. That is not true. People are not getting worse generation by generation. There's actually a push for more enlightened and compassionate beings with higher consciousnesses to come through, and that's because of the work we all have done on this earth, so that their energy could be held within this earth. Does that make sense? Because you couldn't have always been super conscious and supported. So these people are very vulnerable because they're very, very like they're very open. Like they're extremely vulnerable people. Like, I mean vulnerable in the sense of like literally their hearts are very open and they're vulnerable with people, but it also does make them a little vulnerable if the energy of the world wasn't in the right resonance for them. So I get like, that's the one message I'm getting is trust that things are actually getting better, not worse, despite what social media says in the news. They're literally just trying to find that shit, okay? Release that, my friend. Release it. I can tell some of you are getting really focused on that. Let that go. That is not true. That is one perspective, and you're living in the higher realms. You're not living in the lower realms. That's very 3D, for lack of better words, to get caught up in whatever the news is throwing at you. Change those algorithms, clear all your cookies and data, get rid of that shit, because that is not helping you by re-listening to all the shit of the world, okay? I feel like I'm getting very firm all of a sudden. Something tells me your guides have been trying to tell you this, but then you relapse, and it's almost like an addiction to keep looking into this stuff. So sorry, this is very specific for someone. That is not serving you. That is not the truth. That is a fear mentality that has been pushed on society that you do not need to be a part of. So let's let that go and look at the good, because there is good. There's duality in all things, and which duality you want to live in. That really scary one where everything's getting worse, or that beautiful duality where everything's getting better. It's up to you. You choose. It's like literally, I'm like saying it's up to you. You choose. I'm not giving you an ultimatum. You just actually choose by whatever you choose to watch, right? Okay, anyways. Also, the other secondary message here is just talking about you are rebirthing yourself into a newer version of yourself. And what the third eye thing is coming up so much. So I really feel like it's saying like you, like if you're worried about being tricked by the same energies or something like that, like, oh, I almost could cry for this pile. Like I keep saying that, like, I feel like there is a lot of hard stuff, but like, I don't know how to say this. Like, I feel like whatever you went through was absolutely devastating. But the reason why I want to cry is because I can see how beautiful of a person you are through this hardship, and how you are going to see yourself for the valuable person you are after you've healed this, and you will not come across this energy again. And then what's crazy is I keep getting is you're going to be so compassionate towards others who normally have hurt you. Like you are going to just see all their shit and junk and shadow that it won't hurt you. You will just have compassion for them, and you will know to release these people because they're not aligned with you. It's like such a beautiful energy. And I like, the reason why I feel like I could cry is because like, I just feel like the more people like yourselves, Pile 1, are out there, like the more beautiful and beautiful this world gets. And I'm so fortunate to see this energy come in more and more, which is kind of even what I was saying with like, if you watch social media, they're not going to talk about that. But I mean, I get to see that. I know it's happening. I see people like you coming into the world, and I just, like, it makes me want to cry from joy and also like from sadness to feel how much pain you went through to get to this awareness. So it's like a bittersweet moment. Very bittersweet. I feel like I need a moment of silence to honor you or something in your hardship, but just gotta breathe that out. Maybe you need to exhale and inhale more when you're feeling a little overwhelmed. The population sees your opportunity. Once again, I'm getting like this weird thing where I'm like seeing like you could like, I feel like I see a cell phone, and it's like you choose what you want to see. Do you want to see the mass following? I wonder if this is like you've gotten really stuck in conspiracy theories or something, and you like get really into like, what are the masses doing? The masses are this. The masses are being, I don't know if people say sheep or lamb or like whatever they are. There's unfortunately a lot of spiritual channels that like just kind of like say, let's not fear monger, and then like their next thing is like super negative. And like I understand it. Like I actually used to like listen to some of that stuff, and I'm like, well, it's kind of interesting. And I'm like, you know what though? Do I feel gross? Do I feel like they're incentivizing fear despite the fact they're saying they're trying not to? I do. So I gotta unsubscribe. I gotta clear my cookies and data. Otherwise, it will keep coming up on my feed, and just let that go. So anyways, you take it, it resonates. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. And yeah. You know what? It's funny. Like, I think this is all I have for you, Pile 1. I feel like I am debating starting to get into extendeds, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I would end up paying more out of pocket for paying for the platform or not. But I feel like piles like this, like I want to go and do an extended for you because I feel like I could go on for another hour about things, but I just don't really have the time right now, unfortunately. As this is just, yeah, like a side hustle, and it's like free work, which is, I do love doing because obviously I do it, but I don't have time to like prioritize it over other work. So anyways, that being said, I do have to get through to the next pile, as I do have only an hour before I have a client. So I just hope you're doing well. I know I can see you're going through a lot, but like, you really are a beautiful person, and I just see this being the thing that frees you from ever taking on people's shit personally again. Like, you'll just see it that it's not yours and it's their pain and trauma. That's what I'm seeing, okay? So anyways, I love you, Pile 1s. Thank you for being in this world and making it beautiful, and I'll see you around. Hello, Pile 2. So we have Just Let Me Be, Liberation, Free Spirit, Wild, Authentic. I love this card so much. I was thinking about, I mean, there is a woman on this card, and like, I don't know if anyone, I don't know like if where this is like started, but like I was just at like a woman's circle, and I guess what you do is like you tie a red string around your arm and you go around in a circle and you just like call in your feminine lineage and ancestry. And anyways, it was amazing. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I want to do them all the time. Anyways, the purpose is like calling in your wild woman, and I couldn't stop thinking about that when I saw this card, and I was like, yay, this is going to be all about, I think, stepping into your powerful, sensual, divine, feminine energy. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Just to make my point super clear. Anyways, and also look how sensual she looks. Oh, I think that's just like something I've come to realize a lot lately, as like the divine feminine, the true divine feminine, which we have, whether we're male or female, is super sensual, is super, I don't know, how do I put it? Super empowered and kind of intimidating if you're not very confident. So like, what do I mean? Like if you're with someone who isn't very confident in themselves, or if you have been in a relationship with someone who isn't very confident in themselves, it would be very hard to step into this very sensual, fully empowered feminine energy, because it would almost, I think, intimidate and trigger them. So anyways, I don't know, I'm so curious to see where this reading goes. But what's interesting is you didn't get the heart healing cards. Instead, you got Archangel Michael, which is interesting. So I feel like you're reading so mysterious to me, but I'm excited. Unicorn! Oh my gosh! Sorry, I'm like, this is so a divine feminine reading. I love it. Okay. Infinite possibilities. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirit of light. Abandon the darkness, go beyond the ordinary, and become the legendary. Oh, pile 2, I'm so excited for you. You can't tell, but I'm stoked. We also have Squirrel, always prepared. Wow, that's such a hilarious contrasting energy. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future and life will give you all you need. Okay. Sorry, I got like really mentally distracted there for a second. Oh, I love this. I feel like you all, like, if you might even be in a Kundalini awakening or something like that. Like, I just feel like it's like, whatever you've released or whatever has happened, you are stepping into that like empowered, fully you, not holding back self. So maybe you've like always wanted to, I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to tune in deeper, but sometimes I don't get it specific. So the thing that's catching my eye here though is like, I feel like you're seeking out a partnership that can handle you, which might even be like why this I kept was saying, like, I feel like you've released someone who wasn't confident enough in themselves, that they were intimidated by this like level of like oomph that you bring. I don't know if that's like, I don't know, it feels glorious. Like I feel like it's sensual and sexual and all in the most beautiful and like way. I just keep wanting to use the word you take it or leave it. Maybe that's how you're describing yourself lately. But this pile, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna keep saying that. I feel like you're even just so excited. Like I'm so excited being in your energy. There's so much stuff coming your way. I feel like that's even the other thing. When you're in this strong and feminine energy, it's so creative, which means there's just always new, exciting things coming in and so much creation. And oh, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful place. Okay. I'm really into repetition too, apparently today in this one pile. My other energy in the other pile was so different. So I definitely think this is your vibe, your energy right now. And I even like that it's like, it is, okay, well, I wonder if the one thing here, that like this, like, don't forget to prepare. I feel like this is kind of more the advice. So I think you're in this unicorn energy of infinite possibilities, and it's like, awesome, keep following that creative flow, but do kind of make a little bit of a direction you're heading. Like, don't need to like pre-plan everything. You're not being called to that, but like with this creative energy, maybe try to like point it in a direction, if that makes sense. Because I feel like right now you're a little disorganized, you're a little bit like anything's possible, which once again is great, but it's like, what do you want? That's what I'm asking you. What do you want? Are you wanting, yes, I think this partnership, but I think there's something in career to be putting out there. Maybe like just know how you want to feel in career, or some opportunities you want to have in career. Yeah, because it's interesting. It's like you're so in the now, which is so amazing, but use this powerful energy to manifest in some future stuff. I don't want to say you're not doing anything wrong. It's just like advice to be like, to your maximum benefit, just make sure you're kind of focusing a little bit on where you want it to take you. Okay? Does that make sense? Oh, wild, authentic. I love this. I love this. Maybe you should take like burlesque photos right now or something. I don't know. Maybe you are. Or maybe you should take a tantric something class, or like, I don't know. I feel like this pile just needs to go honor their bodies. Like, I think you kind of are. Maybe dance more. It's funny. The energy I keep getting is like, you just want people to like see you and like experience the sensual version of you. And you want to experience the sensual version of others. Like, you just do that. Like, that feels so good for you right now and so awesome. Such a cool, awesome pile. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to pull some cards for advice from the Michael, I almost said Gabrielle deck. Interesting. Archangel Gabrielle is all about communication. So that's interesting. And I always think of him as like, it's like the angel where I feel like most people aren't sure if it's a man or a woman. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but like, it's weird. Most angels, people kind of recognize more as a feminine or a masculine. And he's kind of like the gender neutral one. So that might even be a message for you in there somewhere. Maybe you're wanting to explore other genders in partnerships or in sensual relationships. I mean, you just do you. Okay, I don't actually want these ones because I didn't ask a question. They just flew out and I don't like it when they do that. So anyways, what does pile 2 need to know in their highest good love and light right now? Okay. Blah! Sorry, they're kind of going all over the place. And I think we just want one more. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I love this. I feel like if you're wanting very specific advice, I don't think you're overly going to get it because your energy right now is amazing. There's just a lot of encouragement. Yeah, encouragement to use this time to just be in flow with life, but also just know what you want kind of directionally as a goal. So do you want, like, yeah, I feel like they're talking about career. Like, just think about what you want to feel and do in career. So maybe you want to be a yoga teacher. I don't think that's the case for this pile, but maybe you do. Maybe you want to be, I want to say a Kundalini awakener. I don't know if that's a job, but maybe that's like an idea you're going to take off in. I'm not totally sure. They all sound kind of neat. Anyways, sorry. Oh, your energy's so distracting. It's so funny. I feel like you guys are crushing on some people right now. It's just like keeping distracted by like the weirdest things, and I'm like, what is happening? I think your energy is just, it's great. You're very excited about some things, and I love that. I love this so much. I feel like I gotta breathe and ground myself. Maybe that's like some advice. Maybe you can get really excited and caught up in some of the sensual energy that you just need to like breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just remember to be a little more present in the moment. We still love this energy for you, but we just need to keep it a little more grounded on earth. Yes. Oh. Anyways, okay. So I like this. Your home is protected by angels. So I feel like this is like saying just lots of validations. There's like lots of things here just saying like Archangel Michael is all about protection and knowing you're safe. And that the universe literally is how I see it, has your back. And that's like the name of a book, isn't it? The universe has your back. Is that a book? I don't know. It sounds like a familiar title to me. Maybe you've read a book about that or something. Or, yeah, I don't know what else. There'd be a card deck called that. That would be weird. But I just feel like, yeah, it's saying like everything is working out for you right now. If you're not sure, or if you're just starting to step into this liberated, free spirit, authentic, sensual energy, don't be scared. You are so protected. Everything that you've gone through is leading you down this way. You were supposed to get here. You're supposed to allow yourself to be fully empowered and beautiful. And I keep wanting to say the word sensual. I can't say sensual now. Sensual, 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 sexual, sensual, sensual. And all that you do. And I just, every time I look at this, like I see this as like the feminine energy, and I feel like there's like this strong masculine who's not intimidated by the feminine. It feels very protective of it. Like it feels like I think you're trying to manifest in a partner that can hold space without trying to make you smaller in this fully embodied feminine energy. I love it. It feels so goddessy. I'm like so excited to see that people are like embodying this. Thank you, Pile 2, for being here so I could read your cards. Like, this is so exciting. I love it. Aesthetic dance. That was another thing. I'm like, maybe you want to do some aesthetic dance. Maybe be aesthetic dance teacher. I don't know. Whatever you're going to do, it's going to be awesome. It's super sensual, which I love. Feels great. Your energy feels great. So yeah, very protected. Go forward fearlessly. These are same messages, like seriously. And you and your loved ones are safe. There's 3 cards talking about like, you are not going to experience anything bad here. You are destined and being propelled forward towards this. There's just like, this is just really your time to come through with this and shine. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, it just, don't be scared. Don't be scared anymore to be this full version of yourself, because it's exactly who you're supposed to be. And honestly, the world needs more of this energy. It's amazing. So don't hold back. Don't make yourself small because someone can't handle you, because they aren't confident enough in themselves. You're not the problem. They need to go do some wound working, not you. Okay? So that is like the thing to remember. If you're meeting people and they're like saying you're too much, you're a lot to handle, those are those red flags. Those are the words when you hear them, you go, they are not aligned with me, because they cannot handle someone being fully empowered and confident in themselves. It literally triggers them because they don't feel confident enough in themselves. So they have to put you down so that then you're mirroring their energy. Does that make sense? They like, if they don't feel comfortable in who they are, then they can't see you being comfortable in who they are. Also crazy, look, another unicorn. There's a unicorn being painted in a card deck that doesn't have a lot of unicorns in it. And there's a unicorn there. Embody your unicorn, okay? I don't know. You're beautiful. Actually, unicorns are just super beautiful, right? They're magnificent. They're like, you just want to stare at them because it just, magic is just like blowing off of them. I don't know if I'm making any sense to this pile. I don't know if I'm even making sense to myself, but it's hard to convey deep emotions with words, as I'm always saying in these pick a cards. The emotion around this is amazing. Okay. To sum it up again, you created the situation and you have the power to change it. Yeah. So you know what? I just once again feel like it's saying you're such strong creation energy right now. Okay. Such strong creation energy. Like it's saying like you literally are the master manifester of your life. What you want to come in right now, you are creating in. Okay. You are. And your energy is just really helping with that. I also wonder if you're like worried about like, I'm getting like, maybe this is very specific, third party energy. I don't know, someone here. I kind of feel like this pile is single though. Like you're just seeking out someone. I don't know. Maybe I'll pull a card to tune into that one because I feel like it's bothering me that I'm not getting the full thing. Clarification on this card. Okay, so interesting, pile 2. So on this, like, you created the situation, you have the power to change it. I feel like there's like shame and guilt around it. So I wonder if you had a desire towards someone and you felt like it wasn't appropriate or something. I'm not sure. You know your situation. Says forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. So that is like pretty clear. I don't know if I need to elaborate on that. You've done nothing wrong. How you're feeling is there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, you're good. The angels are literally saying, forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. Do you hear me? Someone is not hearing me. I'm like saying this and I feel like y'all are like, no, I don't know. It literally says, oh, right. This is the third time for whoever is not hearing me. Forgive yourself. Oh, my camera can't even see it. Forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. Okay? Do you hear me? No? I don't know who I'm basically like trying to throw this card in the face of who's not listening in this file, but feel that. I'm not just saying that. It's very clear. It's coming through. Pay attention to your dreams and innocence, which once again, I feel like you are innocent in this situation. You have done nothing wrong. Whatever is going on, you are good, okay? You are good. I feel like I just want to shake you and be like, don't you see, this isn't your fault. But I don't even know what the situation is. So funny. Okay, maybe I'll just let that go. I feel like my energy is feeling too forceful right now. I don't like that. Okay, pay attention to your dreams. So we just really have, like, there is advice coming through in your dreams. There's clarity coming through in your dreams around this situation. If you're not believing me about it not being your fault, it's coming in your dreams. Romance angels are helping you. I love this. This energy is so playful, right? Like, look at this. They're all so happy and they're all playing around each other and it feels great. I also think of fairy energy. Yeah, fairy energy, very playful. I keep saying that. Easygoing, happy, blissful. I think that's what's coming towards you in your romantic life, which is what you're wanting, right? I think you want to be able to be in that energy of playfulness, of, sorry, the other thing I'm just going to derail on is the man actually has his hand on his heart, and the other angel is looking at him and he's fully engaged. I think that is exactly what you're wanting, and I think that's what's coming your way. Do not settle for less, my friends, because you are beautiful, wild, and authentic, vulnerable person who has stepped or is stepping into this beautiful, empowered, fully embodied energy. And if someone, I keep wanting to say that if someone can't handle that, they are not aligned with you. Once again, they literally are not confident enough in themselves to handle you. And you don't need to be handled, right? You don't want to be handled. You want to just be held. You want to just be seen and experience them. So if someone can't handle you, that is like, why do you need to be put in a box? Why, like that? Just, you don't need to be captivated. Captive? You don't need to be taken captive? Does that make sense? Oh, I don't know. I can't even speak anymore. I get so flustered. Okay. I think this is actually all I have for you, Pile 2. Embrace this beautiful, wild self of yours, this free spirit. I seriously can't speak. I'm getting all caught up in the energy. You're beautiful. You're going to find someone who can match and hold space for you to be in this empowered energy. And like I said, once again, if they cannot match it, if they cannot hold space for it, that's your sign that they're not for you. Okay? It's nothing against you. It means you've actually done some work and are able to be in this energy, and those other people aren't. So do not make it about you. It's about them. Okay? It's about them. They haven't stepped into that level of authenticity and vulnerability. All right. It's so funny. I just keep wanting to tell all these piles. I love you guys. You have a good one. Don't make yourself smaller to fit into someone else's box for you, okay? That's how we're going to end this reading. You have a great day, evening, or night, and maybe I'll catch you around. Hello, Pile 3. So, you all chose the Awakened Dead. All the things that almost broke me were the things that most awoke me. So we're gonna put that there. Sorry, my cats are just starting to get really antsy now. So we're gonna see how the distraction level goes in this picker card reading. It will be interesting. Your other cards are Elk for nobility and Sea Otter happiness. So it says celebrate your accomplishments with humility. You are crowned with success. Powerful forces guide you. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless, which is really just a secondary confirmation to the card you chose. I hope you see that about saying your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. Like, you're able to grow and get through anything. Also, with this being a skeleton, I keep thinking of being like completely reborn, like just having a whole new skin. Like, does that make sense? Like starting completely fresh. Yeah, I don't know whether that's for the best or the worst. I'm not sure what you're thinking there, but I do just feel like it's just complete start over. Sea Otter happiness, be the master of playful living, release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. Aw. So I feel like there's definitely like this ask to know that better things will come your way. Release expectations and enjoy every day. That's interesting. Release expectations. Sorry, I was just trying to tune in a little bit deeper and ask what exactly your expectations are that it's wanting you to release. And the thing I get is I just kind of got like those kind of words in my head that are like, I thought I would have been here by now. I thought I would have had a family by now. I thought I would have been, I think it's very family related. Like, I thought I would have found my partner by now. I thought I would have had kids by now. I thought that things would be easier by now, like, but I don't know. Does that make sense? I'm actually having a little bit of a hard time tuning in to exactly what's going on with this pile. I feel kind of tired, I guess, like a little just Actually, I should say differently than that. I feel more than tired. I feel like a little exhausted. Like I'm just like, I'm ready for this to be over. I'm ready for this phase to be over. That's what I'm feeling. So I wonder if you're just a bit in that energy right now. And just feeling a little bit tired of it. But that being said, this mountain here behind the elk, it's making me think of a mountain that is like near where I live. It makes me think of a mountain called Isabel. And even if you're from here, you probably wouldn't even have known that mountain because it's not a very common mountain for people to like hike up unless you're like into the niche of scrambling, difficult scrambles. But it just looks so much like that. And I'm not even really sure what the message is behind that. But maybe if you like tune into mountains, maybe tuning into Mount Isabel of Canada, I might have a message for you. Super random message for someone there. Also, there's so many elks here that and not deer, and I don't know why I keep getting drawn to that. So I keep wondering if there's just like someone watching this pile that literally is from Canmore or Banff area who's watching this video. Yeah, just a random confirmation there. I do already want to pull some of these cards just to get more of a clue of what's going on for you because, yeah, I'm having a little bit of a hard time reading this energy. I also, I did see a client in between this, so it could also just be a bit of my energy. I don't want to project on you. Sometimes just, gets to be a bit in a day, so could be that. I'm not sure. I wasn't tired before I started this, so I don't know. You tell me. If you're tired, probably has something to do with that. Okay, so we have Unseen Heart. You are significant. We have Recovering Heart. Step onto the road and deeper healing. Fearful Heart. It's time to shine. Curious Heart. Embark on a great adventure. Giving Heart. Develop self-love. And lastly, we have Rebellious Heart. Think for yourself. Okay, interesting. So a lot of these are kind of making me think about actually, if I also look at this, I feel like all the chakra colors are in here. I wonder if this pile could just use a good chakra balancing. So maybe going to sound bath, getting acupuncture, going to a Reiki session, really any, if there's some sort of thing that you do that balances the chakras, this might be a little bit of a time to go do that by yourself or with a practitioner, either or. There's so much too around. I mean, these are heart cards, but I'm just so drawn to the fact that the heart. I feel like there's just a lot of heart healing and awakening. When I see this, the light is growing in the heart. So I feel like it's getting stronger and stronger in itself. Which just, in other words, I just feel like you might have gone through a bit of a, sorry, I just realized my cards aren't fully in frame here. And that's Toby just freaking out. Telling me he wants to go outside, and why aren't we going outside? That's what he's saying, I bet. Looks like it. Sorry. But yeah, there's definitely a need to get grounded, get feeling more like yourself. Oh, I feel like there's just a lot going on. Getting grounded. Oh yeah, actually, hang on. We got grounding card, grounding card. Yeah. So you know what? I'm going to correct what I said. I do feel like it would be advantageous if you are someone who can afford it, or if you have a friend, or you can do a trade with someone for a service that you have, for a service that they have, around getting energy work done. I feel like you could just use some supports and not have to be the one doing it on your own. Sometimes also being supported is just what we need to go a little bit deeper and be a little more vulnerable, or be see the things that we were scared to see on our own. Yeah. Sorry, I just got so distracted because I keep seeing a person in a potato sack. I don't know why. I have no idea what relevance that has. Seems kind of random to me. But I wonder if there's some scarcity thinking here. And I keep getting drawn into the time. I wonder, once again, if this comes back to, I wonder if you feel like you're running out of time to get the things that you want in life. And you're wondering if you need to, you're starting to feel a bit desperate or a little bit defeated. because you don't have them in the time or the fashion you wanted. And then once again, I feel like I see a baby. So I feel like there is just definitely a wounding going on for this pile around feeling like they're running out of time to maybe start a family and have children, which is like super, super hard to be in if you're in that place. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I'm just double checking to see if there's any like advice around that, because that is like a big thing to be struggling with. But the only thing it comes back to is not, I don't know, like it just comes back to your value, and like don't put yourself down. Don't think you're not worthy of it. Don't think you're not deserving of it. Don't think that it can't happen for you. I just feel like see how significant and valuable you are. And like there's just such a big thing around healing from feeling like you might not have this, you might not deserve this. It feels like there's a deep fear around it. Like you're worried that maybe you would never be deserving of a family or something like that. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it feels like it aggravates a deeper wound, not feeling like you'll be able to have a family. The embark on a great venture card. And I find very interesting about this. I don't know, I keep seeing like the plants in her hair, and I'm wondering if some of you have wondered about going on a plant medicine journey. If you felt called to that, maybe that's something you would want to do. I'm not saying that is something you should do. I just feel like because it came through, I'm going to just mention it. Maybe you've been debating that. This could be a confirmation for you. But the other thing I keep getting though is I just feel like how do I put it? Like there's just, how do I... Sorry, I'm having a hard time getting the energy of this card. I want to say it's like just changing. I don't want to say just changing because like that's easier said than done. But like I'm looking at this card here where she feels like she's in scarcity. She doesn't have anything she wants. Her heart is distant from her. She can't get her family. She can't get the things she was wanting. And then this energy, she's the opposite. She's like the queen. She has everything she wants, and she like, I almost feel like her face here, she's like looking over at something and she's like, I think I'll enjoy that too. I think I'll have a little bit of that too. Oh, I want this experience. I think I'll also have that experience. And this one feels more curious, more like intrigued by all the possibilities that are open and that she can go for right now versus the ones that are closed off to her. So I'm really like just getting the energy of trying to get out of the embodiment of just scarcity and fear of never having anything that you wanted, and then getting into this curiosity and this like, well, what doors are open right now? What is saying yes to me right now? Here's Toby, the one who's been squeaking at you. Yeah, does that make sense? Oh, I know it's easier, definitely know it's easier said than done, but I just feel like they're like saying like there's like a need for perspective shift, which is like the hardest thing to do, right? It's like when you're really like not feeling great in the world and they're like, just, you get a card that says decide to be happy. It's like, oh, it's so hard to say that to people because it's almost like, yes, you don't like where you are right now, but what can you do to start liking your life again? What can you do to start feeling good in your life? How can we get you out of this rut? That's really the energy I'm trying to talk about. So it's not about ignoring your feelings, but just like acknowledging that you're not happy in your life. And then maybe also acknowledging if you want to stay in that energy or not, and then asking yourself and like writing out steps about what you can do that would bring you joy, that would bring you closer to happiness just today, just in this moment. Does that make sense? You don't need to, like, I feel like just focusing on this, like, well, where's the father or the mother of my children? Like, I don't know. Do you feel like this is more of a feminine energy? Because I feel like the pressure is more so, feels more feminine to worry about not being able to have kids in a timely manner at an age or something, which is very fair. And I just feel like this is coming in as just like, bring back your childish wonder. And then just, I feel like things, you know, it's like that classic thing where when we stop worrying about things or we stop caring. For some reason, they just happen for us. This is the kind of energy I feel like they're calling for you to come into, and I feel like solutions will come your way. Like, for example, I wonder, like, the thing I keep thinking is I wonder if some of you are just gonna like decide to be like a single mom and then get I can't remember what that's called, basically get a donor and then have a child on your own. Like, I don't know if this is going to be your answer, but I feel like it's just like being curious about your options, being curious about they just keep coming back to being happy, just being happy in the now, doing what makes you happy right now, what makes you excited right now, you know? Yeah, sorry. I know this is like one of those harder messages to say, because I'm like, I don't have like, this is your answer. You know, I can't make it easy, unfortunately. I can just only convey what they're telling me. It's just that message of trying to get out of the despair and then into curiosity and just be happy now. They want to see you happy now. Okay, does that make sense? They're not saying like you're not allowed to be upset, but they're just saying like, you know what, you've been in like a hard place for a while and they would love to see you loving your life again. So what can you do right now to come back to that energy? So here it says thinking of yourself first. And I like this because this is once again that rooting thing, getting rooted. It talks a lot about healing the heart. Yeah, so I'm trying to see if I get more messages off of this. I do feel like part of this like cycle you've been in has been beating yourself up. Like, I'm not healthy enough. I'm not this enough. Like, I keep getting that I'm not something enough. And then like, I just really feel like this card is calling on you to try to release that thinking and start doing things that honor yourself, that bring more love into your life, that bring more of a loving perspective of yourself from yourself. Does that make sense? Like, I almost want to read this card. Let's see if I can find the guidebook here. Where did I throw that guidebook? Maybe it's in the box. It is. Yeah, I feel like there's maybe some suggestions that I would love to read. So here we go. It says, "Dear heart, you have rebelled against the rules, conditioning, and indoctrination. You have withstood storms and danced with chaos and have had the courage to think for yourself even when your beliefs or ideas were unpopular. There have been moments when you have been wild and untamed and tried things that blew up in your face, but at least you did something different. You didn't conform to the norms, and thus you allowed the creative, adventurous you to grow. You have made mistakes and at times ignored the voice of reason, and for that you have suffered and struggled. But even during the dark night of the soul, you never ever gave up. When I think about the battles you have fought and won, you give me strength to keep moving forward, growing and evolving. I want us to work together and keep becoming wiser. My daring heart, I no longer want to jump into situations that have the potential to crush us without thinking about the consequences first. At the same time, I never want you to conform to other people's ways of thinking and living their lives." So the heart healing called to from this card is close your eyes, take some deep breaths in and out. If this heart had a form, what it looked like, would it be healthy or unhealthy? What is your true relationship with your rebellious heart? Are you letting it dominate your life or suppressing it? Or is it healthy? Is it a healthy part of you that appears when you need it? Take some time to discover the true gift of the rebellious heart by inviting it to offer you new and interesting possibilities that contain shrewdness within them. Yeah, I don't know if that helped or meant anything to you all, but the general energy you get is you guys are just pretty down in the dumps, you know? Like, I feel like that doesn't quite convey it, but you just feel like you've been really in this, like, energy of heaviness and just, I don't know if I'd say self-destruction, but I just feel like just not being loving towards yourself, not honoring yourself, I feel like you're just been pretty upset. And it's interesting, the sea otter comes through for happiness then, hey, like, be the master of playful living, release expectations and enjoy every day, let worry go and instead choose love. surrender to the waves, your good destiny and love is sure. Like, even in this card, it comes through saying, like, love is in your destiny. Love is in your destiny. Playfulness is your natural state. I think you've just gotten lost along your way, you know? And here it even says celebrate your accomplishments. And just know that powerful forces are guiding you and your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. Yeah, I feel like y'all could just use like a card reading that's just all about good things for you, like a blessings your way or a pump you up, pick a card reading. I think maybe that's what you need to go watch because I feel like this one, it feels heavy and a bit sad. And like you're just needing to literally hear, say like, what are things people love about me? And lean on that until you see that within yourself. And maybe you already do, and I might be misunderstanding this energy, but it just seems like you feel so low on yourself, you know? So low on yourself. So giving heart, develop self-love. You know what? Maybe we'll also read that one while we're here. And I got the guidebook. Look at that. Came out really easy. So the giving heart, develop self-love. Dear heart, I love your generosity, benevolence, and thoughtfulness. I know how much you adore giving of yourself to others, as you genuinely believe that the more you give, the more you will receive. However, at times it can become overwhelming to share so much of yourself, especially when others choose to take advantage of you rather than exchange with you. It may even feel as though you are literally giving yourself away. You also have a tendency to trust those who are struggling, failing, or self-sabotaging. Your tenderness, kindness, honesty, and sensitivity are beautiful, but it is vital that you start to establish some healthy boundaries. It's time to use your life experience to discern those who truly need your help and will appreciate it from those who just want to use you. Give yourself permission to re-nourish and love yourself. Make time for fun, laughter, and healing. Recognize and reward yourself regularly, and your confidence will grow, which will allow you to receive all the creativity, affection, abundance, and juiciness that you deserve so that you can give from a place of fullness. Yeah. So I kind of just feel like I'm getting more and more of the impression that you've sort of given your time to the wrong people who didn't really honor you, didn't really deserve. I shouldn't say deserve. They didn't really appreciate your time and energy. And I feel like that's even where this has come from. I wonder if you're just getting in a relationship where they kind of like wasted your time. Like that's how you feel. Like they knew they didn't want to have kids, or they knew that you weren't the right one, but instead of just letting you go or being straight up about it, maybe they dragged you along for a bit. And I feel like this is even maybe what propelled this belief that you're running out of time. There's no time left. Which is just, I feel like the unfortunate thing that you're trying to heal through right now. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking to see if there's any other cards I have nearby to maybe to pull for you for guidance. You know what? Hang on, I think I found one. Just digging in this table, sorry. Here we go. Oh, shoot, that wasn't the one I was going for. Oh, maybe I don't have the cards I thought I did. Oh, that is so interesting. I thought I had the Romance deck, but I actually just have Angels and Answers. Okay. We'll do these ones. I really wanted my angelic cards, but we'll use this random Amazon bought Oracle cards. Okay, so sorry. Let me explain what I'm doing here. I feel like you all could just use a little bit of encouragement about maybe what's coming your way in love, just like some guidance. I don't quite want to leave this pile with just this, so let's just see. What do we need to know for pile 3 about their love life and the direction it's going? Okay, anything else? Okay, awesome. So We have here window, a new adventure in love is coming. Get ready. I love that. And you know what I love about it being a window is I feel like it's like this energy that you're kind of just processing through right now is just like kind of feeling like I think you're looking for a door, but actually it's the window. You know that expression where we get so focused on the door that closed that we forget to look for a window to exit through or another opportunity to come through us, like a different place than we were anticipating or expecting. That might even be why this initial card here is telling you let go of your expectations, because things are going to happen in a way that you haven't thought of yet. But look at this, imperfections and romance. A romantic surprise is on the horizon. Be open to them. And love is a beautiful mess. Embrace its imperfections. So I kind of just feel like it's really just encouraging you to, let go of the expectations. And this person, there's like a person that is coming your way, and they're not how you expected them to be. I mean, if you had kind of like a list or like a physical attribute that you thought this person would have, I don't think this person is going to have it, which is kind of why it's saying release expectations. I keep repeating that, but it seems like an important thing. And I like this adventure, like just going along with it, going with the flow, and just, you have 2 adventure cards, like Curious Heart, Embark on a Great Adventure. It's just like saying, like, don't try to control or guess or predict what's coming your way. Just let it happen. Like, look at this. We have romance and falling fast, like love that happens quickly, but don't lose yourself in the process, and romantic surprises are on the horizon. So it's just telling me again and again. And then once again, we have like wish and charisma. I left them reversed because I feel like this is where you're still feeling a bit blocked. I think you're like, I feel like instead of wishing and dreaming big for the future, you're kind of still in this process of kind of like feeling like it can't happen. Just sort of grieving this past relationship that kind of wasted your time by your definition. That kind of like took up too much of your time. Maybe that's more how you would word it. So I just feel like this is like, I want to say, like, remember to dream big. Just remember to dream big and know it's possible for you. And love flows to you and radiate charisma. So this card coming in reverse is interesting too, because I feel like it's even like further saying like I feel like you're in a spot right now where you don't necessarily believe that love is flowing towards you, that this great relationship can come to you. I wonder if you're like, will I even find my soulmate? Will I even find my soulmate? And that comes again to that scarcity mindset where there's nothing for you to be in scarcity of. Don't settle. Don't settle. Don't hang on to a specific way that this relationship should look. I'm sure you've heard people say this, like, we think we know what's good for us. We think we know what we want. But usually the thing that we end up being happiest with is a little bit different than we were expecting. So anyways, that's just kind of the message I'm getting for you. But I want to be clear, as I'm leaving this pile, there is romance coming your way. Look at this. It's like you release your expectations and you start to figure out how to just be happy and excited just for today. Just think about that. Just start with today. What do I need to do to feel a little more joy? And you just keep building on that and building on that. And you're going to grow and grow and grow. I know it sounds also corny for this pile, but then I do feel like eventually this window is going to open and you're going to turn and be like, how did I never see that there was a window there? How did I never see that there was this other opportunity coming in, this other possibility coming in? But you do just have to, like it says, like recovering heart, like take the time to just let yourself feel those deep feelings and release them. Release them. Don't hang on to them, and keep connecting in with what can you do today? If just for today you could be happy, what would you do? I feel like there's like an expression there, but I'm not quite putting my finger on it. Hang on here. I feel like there's one more. I want to pull a card from the 4 agreements decks quick. I don't know why. It was kind of talking to me to say something to you. So if there's just one thing for pile 3 here. I keep wanting to call you pile 1 for some reason, but you're pile 3. If there's just one thing for pile 3 to know right now, what would it be? See other people as they are. Don't take anything personally. And it's a lady taking off the rose-colored glasses. And it says, when you see other people as they are without taking it personally, you can never be hurt by what they say or do. Even if others lie to you, it is okay. They are lying to you because they are afraid you will discover that they are not perfect. Wow, and I feel like this might really hit home with you for this past relationship, because I do feel like you felt lied to. And I think you might have been lied to. I just think that might just be what happened, is they couldn't give you what you needed or wanted. Instead of being honest, they just sort of hid it. Or lied by omission. Is that what you say, omission? Or avoidance. And I just feel like that was really devastating for this pile. So, I hope this helped in some way. Honestly, I really feel like y'all need to get out of this rut, and we need to get you, go watch a pick a card reading or something that says like, how do people see me? What do people love about me? We want just positive. If it doesn't say positive, just a pump up, get you feeling good, pick a card reading, then let's not watch it, okay? You need to get out of this rut. Even me explaining the rut to you, I feel like just makes you go, oh, I know, I'm stuck here right now. No, we want you to look at things that are just bringing up uplifting readings. So if you're going to watch another one, I would strongly suggest that. But as always, you are your own person. You know what's best for you, and you got free will, so you do whatever you want to do. And maybe I'll catch you around.